All right, for worksheet 3, we're going to be learning another way to do these by hand. First, I want to remind you how to do it on the calculator. So if you want to do them all on the calculator, you can, but especially these ones on the left, if you learn to do them by hand, they're a lot faster. But still, the way we're doing it on the calculator, we go in y1, we put x squared minus 9, and then our 0 in y2, and then we go to our graph, and it looks like these are whole number ones, so that one's going to be nice and easy. So we'll go to our table and check. So our answers are x is 3, that's right here where the y is 0, and then the other one is x equals negative 3. Okay, to do this by hand though, what we would do is we would simply set this equal to 0, because we're looking for the zeros. And then since there is no, if you have y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, if you remember that's the standard form, if there is no b term, and there is just an x squared term and a minus c, then we get a nice and easy solution here, okay? So we can get x by itself, so we're going to add 9 to both sides. We get x squared equals 9. Then the opposite of squaring, just like the opposite of multiplying is dividing, the opposite of squaring is to take the square root of something, which is to find what number times itself equals that number. And you end up with x equals, and if you don't know how to do this in your head, then this one should be pretty easy. 3 times 3 is 9. But if you don't know, it's right here, square root of 9, enter, and we get 3. Now, if you remember on our graph, it was not just 3. It was 3 and negative 3. The reason for that is because 3 squared is equal to 9, but negative 3 squared is also equal to 9. So the answer is not just positive 3, but positive and negative 3. So we would read this, x is equal to positive 3 plus and minus 3, which can be written as x is equal to 3 and x is equal to negative 3. Okay, so I'm going to do one more on the calculator, and then I'm going to work the rest of these that I'm going to do in this video by hand. If you would like to work them on the calculator, you're more than welcome to. But I would also like to show you how to do them by hand. So the second one, so we're going to do x squared minus 6. Now this one is not going to come out evenly. If you see on here, it's between negative 2 and negative 3, and between 2 and 3. If we go on to our table, you're going to see it goes from negative to positive without ever touching 0. So we have to use that other method that I showed you. So you go second, calculate. We're looking for the intersection of those two lines. And my little dot is in the middle there, so I'm going to move to the left. And I'm going to go enter, enter, enter. And my first answer is x is equal to negative 2.4. And we're going to do it again. Second, calculate, intersection. Move my little cursor over to closer to the other one. Enter, enter, enter. And x is equal to positive 2.4. Alright, to do this by hand, what you would do is you would go plus 6. Remember, we're setting this equal to 0, so plus 6. 6 equals x squared. Take the square root of both sides. A lot of times, they'll just go ahead and leave it as plus and minus the square root of 6 because this doesn't come out evenly. But if we do that in the calculator, we go square root of 6 gives us 2.4, which is the same thing we got. We just have to remember that it's not just positive 2.4, it's also negative 2.4. All right, the rest of these I'm just going to do by hand. if you would like to use the calculator by using that method, that's just fine. But you'll see that it's actually a little bit easier to do them by hand if you learn to do it. So we go, set this equal to 0, plus 10, plus 10. Those cancel. X squared is equal to 10. Take the square root of both sides. So we go square root of 10. And our answer is x is equal to plus and minus 3.16. Number 4, this one you should be able to do in your head actually. We set this equal to 0, plus 25, plus 25, x squared is equal to 25. Take the square root, x. 5 times 5 is 25, so plus and minus, x is equal to plus and minus 5. This one we need a calculator for. Actually, I'll leave this one for you to do. So either do it on the calculator using the graph and the calculate, or just set it equal to 0 and move that one over. All right, that's it on this video. I'll do the other ones on another video.